America Meditating Radio Show, we collect wisdom, inspire each other, and empower hearts 24/7. Hi, I'm Sister Jenna. Join me and guest on Blog Talk Radio as we amplify stories that compel us to be more for ourselves and everyone else around us.
The entire world watched.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
And humanity saw that the sky was not the limit. Achievement. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in gym, I learned that I'm pathetic and a joke. The only thing I didn't learn in school today is why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Take a break. Breathe. Why don't you visit the Peace Village Learning and Retreat Center, 518-589-5000. The Meditation Museum in Silver Spring, Maryland offers a variety of courses and activities to make your life go a whole lot smoother. Located at 9525 Georgia Avenue, you will be able to experience the beautiful silence that's in the space. There are courses in Raja Yoga meditation, positive thinking, stress-free living, and personal development classes. For more information, call us at 301-588-0144 or visit us online at meditationmuseum.org.
Hi, this is Reverend Sylvia Sumter with Unity of Washington, D.C., and I'm here just to tell you how much I love listening to America Meditating with Sister Jenna. It's a fabulous show, fabulous guests, wonderful readings with Sister Gita. It's enough to feed your soul. It's a delight to the spirit. Hope you'll tune in.
Hi, I'm Angela Peabody of Global Woman Peace Foundation, and I listen to America's Meditating Radio Show.
Hi, my name is Misty Crutchfield with Gandhi's Bee Magazine, online magazine designed to raise awareness and inspire people about all of the amazing things happening in the world, as well as all the challenging things that can help us raise awareness so we can make a difference in the world and be the change. One of my inspirations is Sister Jenna and America Meditating Radio. I listen, you should too.
Sometimes it's hard to be in this world, to feel the things I feel. Sometimes it's hard to know where the light has gone. Sometimes it's hard to see in this world the cruelty and the pain. Sometimes I just despair of what we have become. And then I see somebody hold another in their pain. I watch the love repair the broken pieces of their shame. Suddenly the world turns inside out. Surrender to my love. Surrender to my love. Gently ride the wave. She'll carry you back home. She'll carry you back home. A wise man told me change could come if we would only hear the message of the ages whispered in our ears. will have its day. Suddenly the world turns inside out. Surrender to my love. Surrender to my love. Gently ride the wave. She'll carry you back home. Surrender to my love. Surrender to my love. Gently ride the wave. She'll carry you back home. She'll carry you back home. She'll carry.
Welcome, everyone. That was Undeterred and Surrender from her new track. You're listening to America Meditating Radio, and I'm your host, Sister Jenna, and we're broadcasting from the Meditation Museum in the nation's capital. What a beautiful song, Just Surrender. And it's always very interesting because one of the hardest things is to give up, to give in, to let go of the way that we've been doing things or the way that we've been indoctrinated to believe in things. And so when we reach a point in our lives where everything in our being just says, it doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel right. I've got my own dreams. I've got my own abilities. I've got powers. There's something in me that it's got so much more in me to give, and I'm just maybe needing a little hand or a little support, just someone to give me the chance. And today we have a wonderful guest on the air, Dr. Tererai-Trent will be with us, and she'll be talking to us about her incredible story that just will give you so much courage and inspiration to break through whatever limitations that you might be born into or just face. There are going to be walls that we bump into. We are going to face maybe some of our most challenging stages of our life, if not physical challenges or monetary challenges, but it doesn't mean that we can't overcome them. And today I was asking some of the students, what will it take for you to be in your power? It's a question that I'm asking myself and some friends of mine. We've been talking about how to change our no's into yeses. That if there's something that I feel I've earned, I deserve, it should be a part of my story, then why shouldn't it be my yes? Why shouldn't it find its direction towards me? What am I thinking and feeling at the deepest part of my being that's pushing it away? And a friend of mine told me yesterday that maybe you're just not ready. It was just a point she was just saying, maybe you're not ready. And I remembered looking into her eyes and saying, I think you're right. I myself have pushed away certain things that I just feel like I'm not prepared for that. You will not see me halftime at the Super Bowl 50 dancing and singing if I have never practiced it, you know? And so sometimes we're just not ready because the sum total of the efforts that we've put in is just not ready to shine. I hope that makes sense for you. I want to thank all of you, my listeners, for joining us on the air. You can choose any radio show, but you choose America Meditating. For those of you who've been with us for the last 3 years, you're aware of how much we're growing together in this. Growing together. I'm not following you. You're not following me. Together, we are growing together. The stories, the triumphs, the victories, the challenges that we encounter through our guest speakers and just listening to the stories, we're learning so much about who we can be if we only give ourselves a little bit more attention. Stay tuned. We're going to have again Dr. Tererai-Trent, who's going to be sharing with us about her story. And before I get Dr. Trent on, I would like to invite the amazing Sister Gita to share with us a reading.
Beautiful thoughts to you, and I'm sending to myself also beautiful thoughts. Are we thinking the right thoughts? Are we thinking beautiful thoughts? When we think the right thoughts, we become beautiful. The question asked from the book An Angel Whispered, authored by Patricia Teixeira, is, why do we suffer? Why is there this pain? Okay, so why do we suffer? Why is there pain? It seems there's no point. There's nothing to gain. First, I must say, to be very clear, pain and suffering are different, my dear. Pain is of the body, which is made up of matter. It's what you feel when you fall off a ladder. Suffering, however, happens in the mind. When your thoughts are unhappy or simply unkind, suffering is the outcome. Pain is inevitable, from which there's no escape. But suffering is optimal. It's from the thoughts you create. Was suffering optional? This I couldn't believe. I thought it was inevitable, that it was guaranteed. If it were an option, who would make this choice? Don't most people prefer to laugh, to dance, and rejoice? I didn't want to interrupt, but I had to ask, could you please explain what you just said? She asked the angel. Yes, of course. I am happy to oblige. This is the role of a spiritual guide. Suffering occurs when you think in a wrong way. You're living in the past or fearing the next day. In some way or another, you're clinging or resisting. You're dreading what is when you ought to be shifting. When you're hanging on, suffering tells you to let go. It gives you a signal that's important to know. But if you do not listen, then suffering is guaranteed. You need to think another way to make yourself free. So, although suffering is optional, it's necessary. It's a necessary low to push you to change so you can grow. Be like the horse, untethered, free. Think on these things. Why do we suffer? Why is there pain? Thank you very much, and Om Shanti.
That was a huge one. Thank you so much. I think it's all of our stories, Sister Gita. I think at some point or the other we've had moments where we don't feel that we're in our power. So, touche for that. Well, the America Meditating Radio Show is very proud to welcome Dr. Tererai-Trent. Rooted in humble beginnings, Dr. Trent grew up in a cattle herding family in rural Zimbabwe, in a country known as Rhodesia under colonial rule, where cultural practices and the war that liberated her country charted the course of her life. Now, due to traditional women's roles and cultural norms, Dr. Trent did not have the opportunity to go to school. Undeterred, she still dreamed of an education, and despite being married young and having 3 children by the time of 18, she never lost sight of her dream. She was steadfast, she was determined, and she was very focused to go for her degrees, and she believed in her dreams. Eventually, Dr. Trent earned her multiple degrees and the prominent global platform with world leaders and in international businesses and audiences where she advocates for universal access to quality education. A 2-time guest on our friend's show, the Oprah-Winfrey Show, Dr. Trent was named by Oprah as her all-time favorite guest ever. She received $1.5 million donation to rebuild her childhood elementary school in recognition of her tenacity and never give up attitude. Today, we welcome Dr. Trent to the America Meditating Radio Show. Welcome, Dr. Trent.
Thank you, Sister Jenna, for having me here. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're such an inspiration, and I'm sure you hear this over and over again, and I think that when you hear it, and this is just me making an assumption, that you go, yes, inspiration, but hard work and determination.
That is very true. Goodness, earlier on, my own mother, who is the hero in my story, she taught me that I am not what had happened to me, rather I am what I choose to become, and that was what's going to define me, and also to be conscious of who I was, and also to have the ability to face the shadows of my past and move myself to a place of self-acceptance, forgiveness, and love that was going to solidify me and help me to achieve my dreams.
I hear you loud and clear. There's nothing like a mother who has a higher vision for her children and for that child to believe in that vision and move forward with it. So when your mother gives you this vision, that's one. The second thing, Dr. Trent, you must have felt or seen that vision within your being. And the third thing I want to point out to you is, what was it like? 18, 3 children, a husband who's obviously on the cultural ignorance. I call that with all due respect, but cultural ignorance, that deep within your being you knew there was more to you. What was going on in the soul of Tererai at that time? Take us there.
I was young, vulnerable, but I also realized from listening to the stories of my mother and my grandmother around the fire in the evening when they talked about where they were coming from, and I realized I come from long line of generations of women who had married before they defined their own dreams. And so I wanted to achieve my own dreams. I did not want to go through that. But unfortunately, as you introduced, I was married when I was very young, and by the time I was 18, I already had 3 children, and actually one of the children died as an infant because I could not produce enough milk, and I did not even a high school diploma. And I knew that if I do not change my life, my own girls were going to inherit the same pathway that my great-grandmother had gone through, my grandmother had gone through, and my mother had gone through. And it was always a reminder in my own consciousness that I should not do that. I should not pass this inheritance to my children.
Yeah, wow. And you know what's interesting was the fact that something that you said that I heard, you were young, you were vulnerable. It was just the norm. And I'm sure when you came to America, Tererai, when you came here and you witnessed how women were living, was it like mind-boggling? Was it eye-opening? Were you wondering what you were doing or what's going on? Was it hard for you to adapt?
It was mind-boggling because I grew up in Rhodesia before it became Zimbabwe, where women were not even allowed to have a bank account. And to go to an institution where you see these young women saying, "Oh, I'm rushing to the bank, I'm driving my own car," I could not believe that. And I'm like, what? There is this world, so much opportunities where young women have freedom, and yet I'm coming from a region where young women and even older women did not have these freedoms. It just broke my heart because I realized that many, many women in my country, especially in the rural areas, had been denied an education, but they were smart, like my mother. She would do anything. She was very creative. She kept us all together, despite the fact that we lived in abject poverty. So I knew that coming to America, to this country, there was a purpose for me. It was not because I was smart, but I think there is something sacred, and I needed to have that responsibility to go back home and give back what I had been given in this country.
Wow, beautiful. Dr. Trent, has there been anything that you have witnessed in America that is a big disappointment? And what I mean by that is, coming from your eyes, what you have seen as, abject poverty, and you come into this country and you see certain things, is there anything that you see here that is a disappointment or it's sad that you would tell Americans to just pay attention to from your eyes?
I think one thing that was so sad is to see that American children, they don't take education seriously. Some of them, in most developing countries, kids would go to school barefoot, wanting an education so badly. here it seems we take it for granted. That kind of disappointed me in many ways. And I was disappointed with my own children. I don't have to point at American children. I brought my children when they were very young, so they grew up and they went to kindergarten, some of them, and they went to elementary school and high school. And I remember having to drag my 15, 16-year-old out of bed and say, please go to school. Oh, goodness, Lord. And when I know that back home there are many, many children who are dying, they ask me every day, I get texts every day, would you mind to pay for my tuition because my parents cannot afford? I am troubled. I want this education so badly. And also to look at myself, I wanted an education more than anything. And then when you see our own children in this country taking everything for granted, it pains me.
Yeah, I could only relate to that tremendously. You know, sometimes it's just in front of you and you take it for granted. There's a saying in Indian culture that those who live by the Ganges don't appreciate the Ganges as much as those who visit the Ganges.
That's so true.
Right. So let's talk about your book, The Girl Who Buried Her Dreams in a Can, which is, of course, based on your story of perseverance. Why did you decide to share your story with the world, and what are some of the incredible moments that have surfaced before your eyes as a result of publishing this book?
I never saw myself as an author, and I'm just tickled by that. But as you can see, it's a children's book. I wanted to initiate the idea of the importance of perseverance, self-confidence in one, and also for the young ones to believe in their dreams. Young children are gifted with this unbridled imagination, and therefore they are very powerful. They can cultivate their imagination, and I wanted that because at times it's too late to start talking of your dreams when they are already old. So I wanted to focus on a book that brings that inspiration to our young readers. And now the book is everywhere, and I also packaged the book together with a dream can so that the children or anyone can also write down their dreams and bury them the same way I buried my own dreams.
Beautiful, very powerful. You're inspiring me to do the same thing.
You know, it is very true, because when you write something down, it becomes in your thoughts, and when your thoughts accept it and you think about it every day, there is a higher power that will take that. I truly believe in writing down our dreams and preserve them in a place that we know will help us to think about that. So in my case, I wrote down my 5 dreams and put them in a can and buried them deep under the soil,
the earth, right?
Grace kettle, with the belief that the dreams will grow and grow. And I'm amazed that I have achieved all my dreams.
Beautiful. What's next? There's got to be continued more in terms of for Dr. Tererai-Trent. I know that you got funding and you're in partnership with Oprah-Winfrey and Save the Children. And so you're building schools in Zimbabwe as a result of the work that you've done on yourself. What's next for Dr. Trent?
Well, in fact, our partnership with Oprah-Winfrey and Save the Children was only for 3 years. And out of that, we have accomplished a brand new school where we have 1,700 children attending that school, and now the organization is now left to me to run, and we are doing that. But one of the things that we have realized is, my mantra is, it is achievable. It is achievable. But I'm also realizing that most of our children, they walk 5 to 8 miles every day on barefoot to school, and they're coming from poor households, and they hardly have any food. So we want to construct a school cafeteria so we can feed these children, because I realize there's a correlation between academic performance and nutrition. So if we can provide them with 2 meals a day at school, that would be wonderful. And another dream of mine is, while we have the schools going on, our parents, the local women, they do not have the income. So we want to create revenues for these women, create an income-generating project. So we are thinking of building an artisan center where women can come together. They do jewelry, they do income-generating projects, and then we can help them find a market for their products. So in turn, they will be able to send their children to school and also become the donors to these schools.
Very nice. So what did it feel like meeting Oprah Winfrey?
Oprah Winfrey is a powerhouse. Without Oprah Winfrey, I don't think I would be here. But meeting with her, I was so surprised with her demeanor. It was almost like I had known her for my whole life. And after that meeting, she invited me to go to South Africa with her. She has a school in South Africa, so I spent about 5 days with her every day. And her humility kind of surprised me, because I'm thinking, gosh, here's a powerful woman, a billionaire. She would act differently. I mean, it was just heartwarming to be around her.
Beautiful, beautiful. And what do your friends and family say to you when you go back to Zimbabwe? Do they think you're like a celebrity?
I don't know. I don't know, but what I know for sure is the men in the village and in the community, they now look at women differently. Because when I was growing up, men were given more visibility, more respect, and more value, because they were the ones who were bringing income to the family. They were the ones who were doing the so-called big things in the community. And women were marginalized because we're always seen as the keepers of homes, the keepers of children, and without an education. And here I come, and they know I grew up in the same community. They know my life, and now I'm coming back, building schools in the community. And now they're saying,
beautiful.
Women matters. I have even old men coming to me holding their 8-year-old daughters and asking, Tererai, can she be just like you? And I realized, I realized that not only are we improving the quality of education, but we are also transforming communities, so they realize the importance of gender equality.
Congratulations on that. A heartfelt congratulations, because you're changing not only the conversation but the way of life in your village, and then where that can spread, who knows. I don't know if I want to ask you this, but have you seen your first husband, and what's his destiny like right now? Is he realizing the power that you were carrying? Oh, he did?
He died long time ago from HIV and AIDS.
Okay, all right. So he has moved on and transitioned his life story. So tell our listeners now, Tererai, as we come to the close of this wonderful conversation, and I'm totally inviting you to Washington, D.C. whenever you actually get a chance to come to D.C. I want you to be able to come and participate in conversations with some of the young boys and girls here, whether it's at our museum or at the school. So let us know if you're ever coming this way so we can amplify your story and keep sharing the importance of the lesson that your life is offering our lives. As we come to a close, what's the most valuable life lesson Dr. Tererai-Trent now holds in her spirit?
I always go to what my mother always said. Humility is not about being small or marginal, but it is the ability to reflect and see greatness in others, and knowing that as an individual, as Tererai, I am because we are, and since we are, therefore I am. We are all interconnected somehow, and I think Chief Seattle really said it well. Humankind did not weave the web of life. We are one thread within it. Whatever we do to the web, we do it well.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well said. Thank you. Thank you so much for playing out your part. I want to put it that way.
Thank you for inviting. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I can only share with you that continued following of your dreams and what you feel is the best that's there for you and everyone else around you. And thanks for the story that you've given our humanity. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So tell us where we can find information on Dr. Tererai-Trent. Are there any speaking engagements coming up anytime soon?
Yes, I have. I'm going to be speaking to do a keynote speech at the United Nations, and this is my second one, but this one is in Prague. To learn more about my work, and if your listeners want to help us, they can go to www.tererai.org. Tererai, Tererai. We need help. We need to feed the children, and we need to make sure that women are economically empowered and we can make a difference in this world.
Absolutely. Dr. Tererai-Trent, thank you so very much, and hope to get you back on the air again soon.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Take good care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Write down your dreams, folks. Put it in a can. Don't give up on it. Don't believe in the naysayers. Believe in those that love you. Believe in their higher vision of you. Never forget, let go, or compromise your vision. Regardless of how tough it might be, do not let go of your vision. Thank you so much for joining us on our conversation with Dr. Tererai-Trent. Please do go to visit her on her website. It's just like her name, dr-tererai, Trent.org. And of course, just please join the America Meditating Radio Show and get all the information and things from our website here. I believe that no one can take away your happiness unless you give them permission. And we are here to love each other the same. So let us do that. And if you're planning to make a change in the world, start with yourself. Hope you enjoyed our talk today, everyone. Wishing you all the very best. And I'm going to end today's show with the song, The Gentle to Fly. This is in honor of all the young girls in countries in which they say, you cannot fly. This is by Lucinda Drayton.
Make it good, make it good.